Good morning and welcome from Hatch Studios. RT Bear here, and I hope everybody's doing good so far on this Monday, early Monday. Wow, we're already into February. It is crazy. It is crazy. Time is moving so darn quick. So yeah, I got some time to kill, hang out with you guys for a while, and show off some stuff. Hopefully, you'll be as interested in it as I am, or as I was creating it. I got a bunch of stuff, man. I got a bunch of stuff back from the printer. I got a lot of updates about the Black and White Man versus Machine volume dose for you guys this morning. And yeah, we're gonna have a hullaballoo here. We're gonna raise the roof, as the kids say. And yeah. Hope you guys had a good weekend. And as always, these morning shows are just a free form, and I do appreciate input. So if you guys want to chime in the chat, which is over there, feel free. Type stuff in, ask me questions, comment, say negative things about my attire, my hair, my age, my talent. Never my talent. Please don't. And yeah, we'll get through this, and we'll hang out and have a good time. So so far we got a proof of life. We got Alan Sparks. Alan Sparks, bring me the proof. Proofs. Yeah, the proof is in the proofs. So I have proofs of Black and White Man versus Machine from the printer, and I have proofs of Black and White High Octane. That is the animated adventure drawn by Pedro Ang and written by Von Klaus of Monster MD fame. So yeah, it should be good. There may be some spoilers because I'm not sure. I don't know if I can control myself. I might be showing off a lot more than I'm supposed to. Yeah, because it's so freaking amazing. I'm looking at all my stuff. I got all kinds of stuff to show off. First, I have this. We got the prints. These are the mini prints that will go in the Black and White Jam. So if you back the Black and White Jam tier, this is the only place you can get this piece of artwork. So this is from the CG swimsuit. I had it recolored, and it's a doozy. So we got that. So that's my start. That's my start of showing off. Man, that plastic is probably really loud. Those mics always pick up sounds like that, and are annoying. All right, I see a sign of life, and I like it. I like it. Tweeted Hell Chat, Hell Art. Yeah, if you guys could tweet out or X out. See, that doesn't work, man. It's all branding. I think Elon Musk, might have messed up there. Like, hey, you guys, X out a tweet, X out a message. Like, it just doesn't work. Tweet works, man. Tweet it out. Tweet it out. Yeah. So you guys, if you do have time, tweet it out. And if you don't, it doesn't take much time. Just give me a thumbs up. It helps the algorithm, gets the juices flowing on the internet, and we like juices. So good morning, past master. We got Praetor 7. Greetings, Earthlings. Whoa, somebody's in outer space. Somebody's doing some outer space research. We got Beep Boop. We got Alan Sparks. Oh, we got Blackjack in the house. Hell CG for sure. Sure. CG is the way. It is the way. Oh, there it is. Share it. Twix X. Tweak X. Wait. Here's another one. Exit. Exit. I don't know, man. This stuff's confusing. It's too early, and I'm an old man. IG 72. Howdy, Art. Howdy. Oh man, got some people rolling in. This is good. Kevin Dorr, morning. I'm always pleasantly surprised when I see people. I really think like I'm gonna plug this in and I'm gonna go live and there's gonna be nobody. So it always makes me feel good that you guys are there. So I do appreciate it. And yeah, if you backed black and white, you're going to get a little show, and even if you didn't, you're going to get a show, and there's still a chance to back black and white. Link is in the description, and we are going to be closing that bad boy once we go into fulfillment. So I'm thinking we should have the two books, Man versus Machine and High Octane. We should have those back by the end of this month, February. Holy crap, February. We should have those books. Then I have volume 1. This one here. This is the second printing with the new cover. We have 2,500 of these. So if you just ordered one of these books here, they're going out. So we are in kind of early fulfillment. So stuff that doesn't require the two books I just mentioned, the High Octane and the Man versus Machine, those books, if you don't have those in your order, stuff's going out now. So I think Pamela sent out about 18 books last week. I think that's it for the early stuff. So, but before you know it, we're going to be sending stuff out. Having said that, I should show this off because we worked on this over the weekend. We got 2,500 of these. I'll show them closer, but this is just one of many. The whole house is in fulfillment mode. So this is these are all the stretch goal stuff. Well, not all of them, but the ones we could get in the plastic. There's also a pin. Let me see. I usually have one of the pins upstairs here with me. Let me see if I have one. No, it's not there. It's not there. I probably put them away. But yeah, this has the trading cards in it. It has the Inco sticker, and it has the black and white patch. And then my wife Pamela loves little details, so she wrote black and white volume 2 goodies. So each one of these stickers say something different. Like this one says, enjoy. So she's fun. This one says, you rock. So yeah, so we got 2,500 of those, and oh, I should show these off. And these are the cards. So this is the Billy Tucci image. He sent that to me. That was very nice of Billy. Thank you, Billy. This is the main cover with a little bit of graphic differences. So I grayed down the background. You can't really tell from the camera here, but it looks pretty cool. So it's slightly different, and it's cropped different than the cover. Then we have the gray Capullo with some card details, little extras on there, and the backs are really cool. I just like bold imagery. And so then these ones are cool. I don't have all of them. Let me see. How many of my do I have? 4. I think there were 5 of these, but so if I missed you, I apologize. So this is the Joe Bernardo card. This was for the contest, you guys. So one of the stretch goals was enter artwork, and the top 5 images will be chosen, and you'll get a card. So Joseph Bernardo got his own black and white card, and so there's a little quick bio on the back with your name and your contact info. There's contact info there, and here is Stephen Rockwood's. Came out really cool. And so Stephen got his bio in the back. And then it's Trevor Cameron. Let me see. Kind of got a little glare on him from the screen. And there's his little write-up in the back there. And let me see. We got Mike Wilson. Wilson's in the house. This thing is pretty killer. So you guys really stepped it up. And then I think we mostly know him as RBI. But here's Royce's, and Royce didn't have inks, so I inked it up. So this is Royce and myself. This is a jam piece. So there's Royce's back with his write up, and I just found this. This is a Doug trading card from the Chrono Mechanics campaign. Doug by Tom Bancroft. Yeah, so we got those, and while we're on the subject of cards, I dig this type of stuff. So we used a local printer, so we got to hang out with them. And so as these were coming off the press before they cut them up, I asked them. I said, "Can I get like some uncut sheets?" And they said, "Sure." They were very, very cool. And so I got an uncut sheet of the main cover card, and then let me see. I got Billy Tucci's card here. The Tooch. I don't know why these ones are like in a different, like they're horizontal. So there's Billy's, and look at the backs. It's mind-boggling. Multiples of stuff. And then we got the Greg Capullo card as well. It's kind of cool to have these. I have a few of them from my my past at Marvel and DC. So I did, well, they used some of my artwork for the Death of Superman trading card set. And so I got like a uncut, like it's big. It's really, really big. I had to roll it up. It's like, it's bigger than poster size of the uncut card. So it's the whole set, you know, in the uncut, and it's pretty cool. And then I did, was it 9 cards in the X-Men card collection after the Jim Lee one? I did 9 pieces, and they all kind of, they were like a puzzle, like those old card puzzles, and they all kind of pieced together. So it's the 9 X-Men characters, and they all pieced together. I got an uncut of that as well. So those are really cool. I hope those made the trip. There's a lot of things when we moved from California to Texas here that didn't quite make the trip. Well, since I said this was interactive, I'm going back in the chat. You guys are on fire here. Look at this. Oh, let me see. We got some questions here. Blackjack says, "How's the weather in Woodlands? I just moved my daughter back to Cali from." Oh, wow, that's weird because we moved from California to the Woodlands. I hope everything's okay, because I mean, California there are places that are nice in California, but overall, where I'm at now, the Woodlands is so much better. As everybody brags about, oh, like Irvine and some of these places. Well, I'll tell you, Irvine has nothing on the Woodlands. It's the closest thing I could think of like a comparison is that, and also it is like, if you're in Irvine and you have if you have a house this size with the yard we have, I'm thinking it's like a $3-4 million house. Like, it's expensive to live in California. We got Alan Sparks says, "We are Legion." I don't know what that means, but yeah. Richard Dupe says, "Hail art, hail chat, hail Comicsgate, and bananas to all my men." Yes. Let me see. Kevin says, "What about the recent anti-crowdfunding talk? Starting to be heavy in the morning." Well, I don't know what that is, to be honest. So maybe if you can give me more detail in the chat, enlighten me on what this anti-crowdfunding talk by the mainstream, like Marvel and DC, are talking that way, or Comicsgate's talking that way. I don't really know. So I try to keep my nose relatively clean. That's what my mom always used to say: keep your nose clean. Yeah, so that's what I try to do. Dupe. We got Edwin the Ace, Volume 3 coming out soon. Oh, Edwin the Ace. I got some early pictures of when I was in a band. Maybe I'll just show them now since I'm talking about it. Just a stream of consciousness. And one of my first bands I ever played in was called Ace. Probably because I was a big Ace Frehley fan from Kiss. So yeah, I always liked the name Ace. So Edwin the Ace, he has Volume 3 coming out soon. So you guys check that out. Back to Cali, exactly. Why would you do such a thing? Joe Bernardo. Hey Joe, I just showed off your card, man. Here it is right here. It came out really good. Really, really good. The camera is weird. Shiny objects and things just kind of bounce light back. But there's your card, man. Thank you so much. It came out great. And Joe did everything. He penciled, inked, and did all the color work. So that was pretty awesome. Most of these I hired a colorist for. So like this one, I hired a guy. I do believe, yeah, this was Sean Ellery. These both were Sean Ellery. He did the color. He's really, really good. I didn't want to do color on this one because I thought it was really, I'm saying really a lot. I thought it was very cool. And then Stevens, we got Sean Ellery to do the color as well. So that's pretty awesome. Aloha Art, great golly, thanks goodness. Thank goodness. There was nothing on YouTube this morning. Hullaballoo. Hullaballoo. Let's see. Inko looking jacked, baby. Yeah, yeah. These things came out so cool. Every time I see the Inko stickers, it always brings a big old smile to my face. Yeah. So, or are you talking about my dog? Because he was in here too. We call Arrow sometimes Inko. That's his middle name. So past master, yep, that's where I've lived most of my life. In Woodlands or California? My daughter's in California. I really wish she'd move here because she's with her fiance and they're doing okay financially, but I don't think the American dream is ever going to be theirs working in California. It's just too expensive. Housing, stuff like that. Paid in exposure bucks. Yeah. Joe says that card came out great. Wow. Yeah, it did. And thank you for doing it. Boop, 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 boop. Let's see. Leg Kick says, good morning, Leg Kick. Archie Bear, have you ever thought about doing mini comics? The 2.5 inch by 2.5 in comics that came with gum. Oh, like the Bazooka Joe stuff? Oh my gosh, that would be cool. It'd be cool, like, to pack up, like, the cards, like, do cards with I heard it's really expensive to do, the packaging because we looked into it at one point. Pamela and I like to put the little packaging because I think Ethan, his first card set, he had them all packed up. But it'd be cool to have, like, a little wedge of, like, hard bubble gum in them. And those things always smell so good when you open them. And then have the little Bazooka Joe type comic strip. It would be hard to read though. We're all getting a little up there, so it might not be the best thing. Try to read a mini comic. Art gum. Sure, keep the cool stuff for yourself. Oh yeah, the uncut cards. Hell yeah. Camel by the Sea is one of my favorite places, or Carmel. Yes, yes, favorite places. But the money for living there is no way too expensive. Yeah, Pamela and I used to drive up the coast to Carmel, and it is beautiful. We would always end up doing it kind of in the winter time, So you really couldn't go in the water. But the good thing is the tourist traffic wasn't too bad. And a lot of the rooms and stuff had hot tubs in them. So that was pretty cool. Kevin Thompson, what's up? Hey, hey, hey. We've come to snuff the rooster. Blackjack says, I lived in Woodlands for 9 years and loved it, but had to move back to Cali for various reasons. Now I can't leave Cali because of my finances. What is it? A job? Yeah. Yeah, that's you got to go where the work is for sure. The one thing that I wish I would have, I mean, I always knew that I could live anywhere, drawing comics and working independently, but I never really thought about it too seriously moving out of California, probably because we had just bought the house and a lot of my friends and even like the work was in California because of Image Comics and then like all the West Coast stuff, Jim Lee, Will Spartaccio, Scott, myself, Rob Liefeld, Mark Silvestri, I think Eric Larson was Northern California, but Jim Valentino was Orange County as well. So it was all close. So kind of like, your friends, family, and work acquaintances are all kind of in the same area. So that's probably why I stayed there as long as I did. And then we had our daughter, and it just seemed like it was just stay there. Even though I kind of wish when she was born that we would have moved. California is a really snarky place. It's very cynical. Like I've always known that, but when you spend a lot of time outside of California, you realize how kind of the whole mindset is kind of cynical and snarky. You're kind of they say it's kind of they say like it's laid back, it's cool, it's casual. It's not actually. It might be like when I was a kid, it seemed like that. It was like that. But in California now, you're really looking over your shoulder and you're worried about saying the wrong thing, eating the wrong thing, like there's always a status that you're trying to meet. And here it's like people really are just themselves. They really are. And they're very friendly. So it's quite a bit different than California. California, when I was a kid, seemed like it is here, but it wasn't when we left. Oh, let's see. Edwin says that's awesome art. Ace is a great name for a band. Yeah, we had. Let me see if I can remember how to draw the logo. The logo was pretty cool, and we used to write the logo on everything. Your peaches and stuff like that. And so then, like, it was so cool. Kids in school would. Wow, I still remember how to do it. Oh my gosh. Wow. That was the band logo. So we would write it on everything. And so then as kids do, it's like, oh, that's kind of cool. And so then you would see other people with their peaches and stuff, and they would write the band name too. We never really did anything. I think we might have played a couple backyards, but we were a cover band. So we weren't writing any originals or anything like that. And we were pretty bad. Passmaster says, I lived in Humble for a while. Yeah, that's pretty close. Humble, Texas is close. All the Texas areas around here are nice, but the Woodlands is, and it's weird when you say a planned community because it sounds like Stepfordy or weird. It's dark. It's getting dark. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to check. Open my my shades a little bit, get some more light in here. It got dark. When the clouds move here, this whole house goes in shade. All right, let's see if that helped. Boom. Yeah, there we go. What were we talking about? But yeah, here it's a planned community, but it's planned in the way like the highways are lined with trees. And so everything, all the businesses and stuff are pushed behind trees. Even the residential areas are kind of pushed behind trees. So there, everything's got a lot of room to breathe. There's open green belts. I read that there's no community in the United States that has the wide green belt areas that we have here. So, and for the last 3 years, it's been voted the best community or whatever, the best township in the country. I don't know how they do that, but there's signs and banners all over the place. And I think we're celebrating our 50th. So there's going to be a big celebration here. People really get into stuff here. Like there's a community here. That's the one thing about California. There really isn't a community. It's just a lot of individuals living there, but nobody really kind of bonds together like neighborhoods and stuff like that. Here we know everybody, and we got to know everybody within the first couple months. Like they made themselves known. Kevin Dorr says some other indie creators and YouTube people have come out saying, "Oh, this is the tension, I guess, that's going with the indie. What you said is like the indie market or whatever." Some other indie creators and YouTube people have come out saying they are going to finish books before going for funding. Eric July model kind of saying people shouldn't crowd, kind of saying people should crowdfund until books are finished. Oh, okay. I think I understand. Well, that was always the mindset. Like before Indiegogo and before I jumped into that arena, there was like Kickstarter. Kickstarter always encouraged people to have the book done or the project done or really, really close to being done before you would do it. But the newer mindset, which I do like, especially for people like me, like Eric July, if you have funds, if you have investors or you have funds, you can have the book done and then you can crowdfund, right? So you're kind of like paying yourself back for your initial investment. And to be honest, I mean, there is some of that happens even if you don't have the book done. But the way it works for me, and I'm really thankful that it does because I've tried to do it the other way, is you have to work for a long period of time without money coming in. So if you work to try to get the book done before you crowdfund, it takes a long time to do these books. Also, Eric is just writing the book. And he's even got help now writing. So he's kind of the guy that's just kind of putting things together. He's like the producer of the books. He's not really creating the books. So somebody like me, I'm writing it, penciling, inking it, art directing the coloring and the lettering, and then basically all this stuff, like I'm producing all this stuff. So a lot of us are wearing way more hats than some of these guys. Like I'm not pointing fingers. It's if you want to run your business that way, that's fine. You know, I don't think there's any right or wrong. It's just if it works for you, then it works. And if your backers are okay with whatever it is, then that's fine. I don't see it as a controversy. It's just a different. Everybody has different opinions. You know, quite frankly. Who cares? If it works for you and it works for your backers, then keep doing it. But for me, it works best this way because I can fund it, and it's basically like the backers are the producers. So like old school movie making, they used to woo producers, right? Different money people, and then they would put money into your movie, your production. And then when you get enough money, you can start production, or sometimes they'll even start production without the full amount of funds. Things are done a lot different now, but old movies were done like that. I mean, anybody who had money could put into these these productions, these movies. And so that's how they were done. And then they would use that money to make the movie. So because it's very expensive and time is money as well. So if you're working basically for free, you still have to pay your overhead, you have to pay your living expenses. And most artists aren't independently wealthy, so they just don't have that dig down. Uh, from what I understand, Eric July was fortunate enough, either that or he saved money up that he could invest into the campaigns. And also, from my understanding, he has made millions off of these campaigns. So he can actually hire a lot of people because he's got revenue. He's got money, not just a little bit of money, he's got big money that he can build this thing, and hire people to do the work. I can't. I don't really have that. You know, when I work with somebody, I am paying them out of my pocket. So when I worked with Von Klaus, I paid out of my pocket. When I worked with Pedro, I paid out of my pocket. And then the funds, the campaign funds started coming in. And then I could kind of use that money. But also, to be honest, I don't use that money. That money is still there. I have a separate account. So all my campaign money is going into a secure place. It wasn't till maybe the last couple months that I had to dip into that because I don't like to. Because the way I feel, it isn't my money until you guys have your books. Once you have your books, then I feel like it's my money. But now I still feel like it's not quite there. So I'm using it now just because I kind of have to. But most of this, to be honest, I have been financing out of my own pocket. I didn't really think about it until now, but I have. So there's a little bit of back and forth. There's like using your own money or using some of the backer money or the producer's money, some of your own, or just all of your own. Like I think with Eric July. So I'm not really sure what the controversy is. I mean, as long as the backers understand that it's going to take a while to produce the comic book. Like in the case of Black and White, I do apologize. It took longer than I thought. Um, but also I wanted to make it the best that I could. And I know it was a luxury and you guys were very cool with giving me that time to do it. But I didn't want to compromise. I didn't want to compromise. I feel like a lot of my career has been compromised because of time, and money. So I didn't want to rush it out. I wanted to really try to enjoy it, to try to do the best I could. I feel like I got 40 years, wow, invested in this industry. And I feel like, you know, it was time. It was time that I got to really enjoy doing a comic book, with time and money. So if you guys disagree, that's fine. I completely understand. But I felt like that's what I wanted to do, and that's what I did. And for the most part, I think you guys are cool with it. We had very little returns on this campaign, so it was great. And I know I took a long time on this, but sometimes I just kind of riff off of your questions and stuff. So I'm still a little stumped because I don't really know what the controversy is between that. It's just a different way. You could have the books done or you could not have the books done. As long as the backer's okay with it, that's fine. So when I did my 2 Kickstarters, I did a Chrono Mechanics trade and I did the art book through Kickstarter. Those books I think the Chrono book was done and it was at the printers. And then the Oodles of Doodles book it was a limited print run. So I think graphically it was done and we already had a printer set up. So that book was pretty close. to being done. So I completely understand both ideas. Marcus Killigrew says, my son just moved to Austin, Texas last week to be an engineer at Tesla. Fuck yeah. Uh, Austin is an awesome town. It is very, very cool. I just hope that politically speaking, that Austin um, can hold it together, because I know that they have some homeless issues, and there's some problems that they're having. But I hope that they can get it together, because it's really an awesome city. I like Austin. Let's see. One slick dude is in the house. You will never see gum in card packs ever again. A thing of the past. Those things would break your teeth. Making Bazooka Joe the way bazooka gums were made. Yeah, hard. But I don't know if you guys were like me. I felt like a sense of accomplishment. You know what I mean? Like when you got it done, when you got the gum soft and everything, and just about the time you got it where it was good, you lost the taste. You lost the taste. Well, we're still kind of in this vein, so Ace and stuff like that. Let's move over to. I'm going to share something with you guys. Let's see if it's there. Yeah, it's there. I posted one of these images on my X. I X'd it out. Let me see. There it is. Boom. Yeah. So uh, a friend. I don't even. Well, I guess a friend. Somebody. Oh, that's my car in the background. I didn't even see that before. See that brown? That's my Maverick. It's kind of a gold brown. You can kind of see it between the amps there. That one kid, that punk right there, is leaning on my car. That guy right there. That punk. Let me see. I'm going to single that punk out. This guy right here. That guy. He's leaning against my car. What a punk. So if you can't see it, it's right here. This is like, there's the back part of it. There's the tire. That's cool, man. I got to drive my car on campus. So this is a high school in the area that I grew up. And so this is my band TKO. And so these went to Bob. That's Bob on the bass, Bob Martin, and really talented dude. And most of these just have Bob like in them, so you can barely see anybody else. So over here, like right here, that's Roger Appel, and singer, songwriter, guitar player, and he and I wrote all the songs. Bob was the bottom to the music, but he usually wasn't there for the writing of things. And then so there's Roger. We were a three-piece. We were like the Police. And then here's my cymbal. I had these North drums. That's what these are right here. They look like little tubas. They look like that. And then here's the bass drum. I had the John Bonham Vistalite, Ludwig Vistalite kit. Here's all the hardware. Here's my my riser right here. So this went over really well. And I remember the school actually, like the student body, asked us to play. So we started playing schools because the word got out. We would play backyards and stuff. So the word got out, and somehow we got on a school circuit. And so we were playing these schools, these high schools. And there's another car, it looks like, back here. Wow, I'm seeing all kinds of stuff. And so, yeah, we got to play. This is Norwalk High right here. And usually, like a lot of times, like I would see bands play and they would get heckled by the kids, or the kids would throw things at the band and stuff like that, just because kids are punks, right? So I had all these drumsticks, these broken drumsticks saved up. I saved them up for months, right? And I was like, if somebody's going to throw something at me, I'm going to throw something back at them. Very short-sighted. But anyway, that's why I had all those drumsticks, right? So we played our set, and everything went good, man. Everybody really, really enjoyed it. Like a lot of girls came up, and so uh, I threw like just a bunch of drumsticks. I would like throw them in. I was walking around. I throw the broken sticks into the crowd and stuff like that. And man, everybody loved it. They were holding up the sticks and stuff. They were like cheering. It was a great day, man. You don't get very many fantastic days in your life, but this was one of them. And so I was signing the drumsticks and everything. It was pretty cool, man. I think I was probably around 16, 17 years old. So we were the shit in like the Downey, Norwalk, Cerritos, Bellflower area. And so I think this is Battle of the Bands. So we played at a Battle of the Bands. We came in second. There's this band called the Crazy Eights, and they won. You know why they won? Is 'cause they did cover tunes. They didn't do any original music, and so they did a lot of Beatles stuff and things. And the judges were all the old people, the teachers and stuff like that. So they knew those songs, and so I believe that's why they won. Also, they were good kids, and we weren't good kids. We were bad kids. Case in point, that's in the gymnasium right there. And so there's a basketball, and basketball, courts are usually like nice wood. And so they didn't want a lot of kids on the basketball court. So what they did is, like, for some reason, the stage was on the other side of the basketball court. And so there's the whole court, and then there's the risers on the other side. So all the kids were all the way across the court, like they weren't close to the band. And so Roger, who was a troublemaker, he was the singer. He said, you guys are too far away from us. You need to get closer. And so he encouraged the kids to come down from the risers and across the floor. And before we knew it, we had all the kids like lined up right at the edge of the stage. And so then they cut our set, and they got all the kids back in the risers. And so they were nice enough. They probably knew there would be a riot if we couldn't finish our set. And so we got to finish the set, and then we got off, and then we got the stink eye by all the, the teachers and stuff like that. But once again, it was a good time. It was a good time. We had like this massive stage set up. I guess somebody rented like a riser. And so we were up off the ground, like the whole band was. And so then I had my drum riser as well. And I just remember my drum riser was all the way up to the edge of the riser that was built. And so it was about, between my riser and the stage, it was probably about 8 feet. So I was just looking straight down. So if I moved my chair just a little bit back, I would have fell right off the stage. But it was a good time. It was a good time. We played our set, and then this was a local amusement park in California. It's called Knott's Berry Farm, and in the late 70s, early 80s, this is TKO as well. So you can kind of see the band a little bit better here. I'm on the drums. You can see the Vista Light kit a little bit better there. And so that's Bob on the right, and then there's Roger on the left. And so they would have like these Friday night rock shows at the amusement park. And so they would have local bands, sometimes bigger name bands. The 70s and early 80s in California, there was a lot of stuff going on. There was like the Oingo Boingos coming up. There was the Chili Pepper stuff, and then there was the hair metal stuff that was happening. There was a bunch of stuff, and there were a lot of nightclubs and places for bands to play. And so what Knott's Berry Farm did, and it's kind of like what they do with the Halloween haunts now. So this is before they did the Halloween haunts, is they would have these special nights. And so during the summer, I think it was weekend, or maybe it was just Friday, Saturday, they would have bands come in and play. And so I guess they would have town scouts or something. They contacted me because I did all the promotion and stuff. And so we booked a gig at Knott's Berry Farm. And so they would usually have like 3 or so bands play all night. So they had the big arena, and so they would have that. Then they had the Cloud 9, which I think probably held about 7 or 800 people. They had that, and then they had various outdoor venues where they would have live bands play. So, like, the top act, like the headliner would play the big arena, and then we were kinda like, not small fish, but we were kind of middle top. So we got the Cloud 9 area, and that was all enclosed as well. And then the other bands got to play the outdoor venues. And usually the bands that played the outdoor venues, they were like top 40 or cover bands. They would play, songs that other people knew. But the other two areas, they were all original. They were all original bands. I remember the night we played, I think Snow, there was a band called Snow. And that band, two of the members ended up becoming Quiet Riot members. And so we had a pretty good relationship with those guys. So it was the two Cavazio brothers. So it was Tony and Carlos. Maybe it was Cavazzo. Those two guys. So bass and guitar. Those guys made up Snow, and then they had a drummer and a singer. And so yeah, it was kind of just a local cool thing. We used to play with this band called Dante Fox too, and Dante Fox later became Great White. So and that guy, that singer, I forget his name now. That guy was a punk, man. He went for my girlfriend. He was a jerk. So he would go to her place of business and he would like flirt with her and stuff like that. That guy was a punk. But anyway, that's probably 16, 17, maybe 18-year-old Art T. Bear in the day playing with TKO. I played with many bands, but like TKO and this band I had, Nocturnal Night. It was Night by Night, and we played with them. Our claim to fame with that band was we shared not studio space, but the same studio as like Metallica. They weren't Metallica then, and so Kevin, the guitar player that was with my band, he played with them for a brief moment in time, and so that song, "Hit the Lights," he wrote that song when he was in Metallica. And so we covered that song as well. So nobody really claimed ownership because nobody really had any real success at that time. But they recorded it. Metallica later recorded it. They didn't give him any credit. And so there was a show called Mandatory Metallica, and that story came out in Mandatory Metallica. So Kevin didn't have any recordings, so he contacted me. I had like this little like recording from when we were in the studio, and it was really crude, but that song was on it. Our version was called Hit the Light. No, theirs was Hit the Light. Ours was Running Low. So it's like, hit the lights, hit the lights. That was the Metallica song. Ours was Running Low. Ours was slower. Theirs was a lot faster because they were kind of like speed metal, Metallica. So ours was slower, but it was pretty much the exact same song. And so Kevin later got he got credit. So he didn't get any money, but he got credit. So all the pressings and things of that song later, he got credit for. So that was nice that he got a little payback for that. So I was really close to, all that 80s hair metal success. Let me see. Gray Wolf says, I'm trying to get most of my book done or close to being done before I launch the campaign. Yeah, it's up to the individual, I think. I don't think there's any right or wrong. Michael says, that's nice to have things back behind trees and green. I've seen some of that in NE here where I am. We either build in a pasture or scattered in the woods. Yeah, that's kind of like what this is too. It's just so much nicer. So you don't just see a bunch of like concrete, and like California is becoming a concrete jungle. Um, when I was a kid, growing up, like in that, it was LA County, they called it. There was like agricultural. So there were cow pastures, there were dairies, there were orange groves. Believe it or not, there were orange groves, and like all of Cerritos was orange groves. They tore all that out to build a community. So most of that stuff was just all torn out, for houses and stuff. Which is, I guess they say it's progress, but not really. Hey, we got Phil in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah, yeah, Richard. I think Eric is more of a producer. He produces the stuff, and not to say he's not creative, because good producers are very creative people. I think you have to be to he's got a vision, and then he hires people to kind of execute that vision. And once again, there's really nothing wrong with, hey, we got some Bill fans in the house. Let me see. Jason Wright says, I'll buy my comics from a pro like art. Oh, thank you, man. Right is right. It's the news. Yeah, go back their books, man. Good stuff. Yeah, that's kind of the way I feel too. Having the book done isn't really crowdfunding, because it's basically you're just selling the book at that point. If it's done, you're selling the book. It's not crowdfunding for the book. You know, I trying to get the books done quicker, or give more of a realistic timeline for the book to get done. I actually thought I was, because I even extended it beyond what I thought I was going to do. But I ask any editor worth his salt, and he'll tell you freelancers always think that they can get things done quicker than they can. So they're kind of not the most realistic when it comes to what they can achieve and what they can't. Um, so I think some of the crowdfunding faux pas that are happening is talent thinking they can get it done quicker than they really can. And so maybe it's ego, I don't know, but trying to be more realistic is a good thing, and maybe padding out the deadline, which is what I did with Man versus Machine, but apparently it wasn't padded enough. So there's that. And also, like, depending on who you print with, it can take a month or more. If you go overseas, it can take longer to get your books. I think Oodles we had done in Korea, and I think it took us 3 months or something like that to get the book, because there's also like customs it gets held up in. So there's the time to print it, there's customs, and there's all that. So but we're printing Man versus Machine here in the States, and they said we should have it in a month. So by the end of February, you guys, we should have Man versus Machine. So let's see what Michael says. Yep, Ripa is a project. What is that? Integrator? I don't, Grader? Integrator? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Geez. Integrator and promoter of the franchise. I don't see an inherent problem with that. It's a choice. Finance models are also a choice. Anyone can do things their own way. That's the great part about this. And to be honest, that's why I like comics. I could work the 9 to 5. I could do that, and I was good at it. I was successful at it, but I never liked it. So I like comic books because you can spin on a dime and you can make things work for you. So for the most part, I mean, you still answer to people, things like that. But like I get to work out of my house. I get to make my own hours, which is all the time. I work all day, all night, but it's something I want to do, and so it's kind of a lifestyle choice as well. So, and then just financially, you can make money in different ways, put out posters, calendars, trading cards, books, statues, all kinds of different things. Eric's inserting himself into books. You mean like kind of like what some of these people at Marvel have been doing, like writing themselves in as the main characters and stuff. And also, I mean, that's not a new thing. People have done that, but primarily those books, they're called biopics, and they're a little bit more obvious, where the character would be that person, or the character was an obvious stand-in for that person, and so they would do books like that, and they were usually not like superhero books. They were more like day in the life stuff of the person. So maybe the superhero thing's a newer, where they're doing that. But that's also why I think they're becoming mundane, because like those biopics and things like that of the past, they were kind of mundane situations. It's I don't know, a lunch at a coffee house, or just stuff like that, or walking across the street, or hiking, or just stuff like that. They were pretty just normal, mundane activities. But then there would be some weird aspect to it, or something original that was, uniquely that person's life. And there, once again, there's nothing wrong with that. But usually those books were those type of books, and they were very deep indie. They weren't really that successful. Like even independent publishers didn't usually publish those books. Some of them, like the smaller ones, did, but usually they were like really independent, like self-published stuff, like pure vanity press publishing. Let's see what Joe says. I think if you're a first time or new name to crowdfunding, that you should have enough of the project done to make your name in crowdfunding until you can make it. Once you do, you can shift. But once you do, if you shift, then you've already built up this your reader base to deliver a book at a certain time. So then if you adjust, then it seems like you are slacking, or you're making a mistake. So I'm not sure I completely agree with that. I think, consistency is important. So even if it's something that might not be the best, if it's consistent, then people understand it. But if it's inconsistent, especially if it's the opposite, like if it took you a long time and then you got it done quickly, no one's going to really complain with it. But if you've been getting it done quickly and then you take a long time with it, I think most people wouldn't really like that. So I don't mean to crap on your point, Joe, but I got to call him as I see him. So I think if you are, I do agree, if you're a first timer, getting the book done quickly and getting it into people's hands is good, because you have to establish a reputation, right? You don't have one, so you didn't work 40 years at Marvel and DC. You don't really have that. So you're building your brand, you're building your reputation. So if you can deliver quickly, that's great. And also, if you're a first timer, you're probably not putting big numbers up. So you probably should gear up. Something's happening with my computer. Cancel. Hold on. No. Okay, I'm back. So you could do multiple projects to make up for it. So if you're solely making your money based on crowdfunding and comic books, then you would have to do more than less. So it's also in your interest to do them quickly so you can make more money, because like Eric puts his up and makes $1 million. Well, that's great, right? And that can buy you time for the next project. But if you're making just enough money to pay the bills for the time that it took you to draw the book, well, then you have to do it again. And then you have to do it again. And then you have to do it again. That's your business model. So it's the same when you work for the mainstream. Like when editors would come down on me, like, I need this, I need this, I need this. I always looked at it as an opportunity to work faster. And then I would always go, well, then I can make more money. So if I'm faster, I make more money. So that benefits me. So if an editor says you had a month, but you have 3 weeks, and I know I can get it done in 3 weeks, I might have to work a little harder, but I can do that. That means I just made more money. So instead of taking me 4 weeks to do a project, it only took me 3 weeks to do a project, meaning I have a week to do another project or start another project or whatever it is. So one of the main things in this industry has always been, like business model wise, is fast. Turnaround time is good. Like I said, like for me, I don't think I'm not in that world anymore. Like I'm kind of trying to create my own 40 years in the business, 62 years old kind of work pace that works for me now. I feel like I have paid a certain amount of dues. I do have equity, because I worked 40 years like that. I worked my ass off. And not that I'm not working my ass off now, but it's a different kind of working your ass off. So you get things done quickly. So if you can do 2 books, if you can do 1 book in a month, that's your income. That's all you can make. But if you could do 2 books in that same amount of time, you just doubled your income. That's how I've always thought. I've always thought like that. So that's one of the great things about this business that I was talking about. It's you can adjust. Like there's always more revenue. There's always places I could go to make more money. So I could get something done quicker, and then I could do another project. I could do a book and know I could do it in 2 weeks, but they gave me a month. Then I know I can take on another project. So I can work on those 2 projects at the same time, and get them done at the same time. So a lot of it's management, time management, things like that. But I'm in a completely different place now. So let's see what Jason has. I'd rather wait and watch the progress of the project rather than just pre-order. Yeah, I think that's the fun part. It's like sharing stuff with you guys, showing you stuff like these uncut, and then updates on the progress of the book. Like I want to do some more drawing streams, but to be honest, like towards the end of Black and White Man versus Machine, I kind of pulled myself away from live streaming because I did feel like 24/7 had to be put into this book because I needed to get it done. So the last part of the book, I was working hard before, but not as intense, if that makes sense. So the hours are about the same, but the focus is different. Like you could work an hour and just kind of work lackadaisical and you can get X amount of work done, maybe 2 panels. But in that same amount of time, if you are laser focused, sharp, the world is gone, right? It's just you and that page. You can get things done quicker. But I used to say to my wife, it's like you become a robot. Like I would become a robot because it's just about the bottom line. That's all there is. All there is you in this room and that page, and that's it. But it's a hard way to make a living, right? Because even when you're not doing that, your mindset's still there. It's hard to detox from that robot mode, because you're basically just a machine, boom, 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 putting out product, and that's what I like CG and I like what I'm doing right now because I don't feel like a machine. I feel like a guy that's like I'm being more creative. I'm being more like, oh, this is fun. Let's go down this path. Let's go down that path. Let's see what this creative idea, where that leads us to, where I didn't have that opportunity before. Like you have one, think it, put it down, think it, put it down, think it, put it down, right? Because you have to meet the bottom line. And that's always been the way. So yeah, sharing stuff, like with the last update on Black and White, Man versus Machine. If you didn't see it, there's some drawings, there's some concept stuff from that I've been doing for the next story arc. So, I'm even sharing stuff for the next story, and I'll continue to do that, just to kind of whet your appetite and to kind of build enthusiasm for it. So I agree, Jason. I like to watch other people's progress. I've always been that guy. Like sometimes I'll buy, like when DVDs were popular or Blu-rays, they would give you all these extras because, they wanted to upsell you. So they gave you more. Those were, as far as I'm concerned, that was the golden time for buying home movies and stuff like that because of all the extras. And I would eat those things up. I love seeing all that behind the scenes stuff, how they made the movie, the creative decisions they entertained, all that stuff, man. It's great. And that's what Comicsgate is. And that's what we're doing right now is you guys are the producers. You get the book, and all the extras, but you're mainly the producer. So then you get to reap the rewards in the creation of the book. If it wasn't for you, the book wouldn't exist because I can't afford to do this book without you. So if Eric July can afford to do it without his backers, then why not just sell them in stores? Just be a manufacturer. You know what I mean? Like, don't even crowdfund or have that as a business model. Just have a store, the Rippaverse, or sell them directly to comic shops or retail outlets. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's either way, Let me see. It's July's personality. Personality is where the controversy starts, LOL. Oh, I watch him every once in a while. He said something that I thought was pretty insightful. What did he say? He said it was kind of like a right-left argument. And he said the left are so busy just messing things up, right? So they're just like scattershot, like a shotgun. So there's a billion things that they're messing up, right? Or I guess if you're into what the left does, then you think it's good. But tear down the border, men are women, women are men, whatever it is, they have so many things, and every week there's new stuff that they're messing with, right? And so then the right is so busy playing catch up, like, because there's this one screw up, there's one thing they're doing, so then they're trying to deal with that. But in the meantime, there's 5 more over here. So you're constantly playing catch up to all this stuff. That's why the left is winning, because they don't care. I don't think they have a morality. I think they just sincerely, honestly, I think they want to watch the world burn. I think they're just, whatever existed prior is on the schedule to change. Like, and if they want to think that they're doing the greater good, that's fine, but I don't agree with it at all. So there's that, and Eric said that on some show. He's like, the Republicans, the right, have to start getting out in front of this scattershot. They need to start making policies, or they need to start running the show, because they're constantly playing catch up. And if you're playing catch up, you're never going, not with that kind of reckless abandon, you're never going to catch up. It's like the guy on the freeway that's out in front and you're way behind, and he's causing all these accidents because he's being a nut, and you can see all the accidents happening, but there's nothing you can do about it. You can't stop that guy, because you're way back here. That's a pretty good analogy. So So I thought that was pretty insightful. I listen to him every once in a while. I don't really know what his comic book philosophy is, but good, bad, and different, it doesn't matter. If there's people that are backing his books and are enjoying the books, that's all that really matters. If you bought the book and you don't like it, I think you should be able to voice your opinion as well. It's a free country. I had a friend, a writer friend, and he said, and I don't know if I agree with it, but he just said it. He said, as long as you paid for it or you saw it, you have a right to criticize it. So if you went to the movies and you saw the movie, then you have firsthand knowledge and you can criticize it. If you read a book, you can criticize it. But he always thought it wasn't fair to criticize something that you didn't see or you didn't experience. And I guess on some level that's fair. That's cool. I know I'm way behind this chat when investigating in your best work or investing in your best work. Best takes time, and most of us realize that. Thank you, Alan. Yeah, exactly. One slick dude. I'm gonna start doing like just kind of get caught up here in the chat. I still have a ton of stuff to show you guys, so this is gonna be epic. One slick dude says crowdfunding is a way to help creators make something. Yes, not just to buy it after it's done. And that's where the interactive. That's the beauty of it. It's because you're involved with it on a personal level almost. Like I said, you kind of facilitated it. It wouldn't exist if it wasn't for you. I always I always thought, like, when I was trying to do this on my own years ago, I'd have my 9 to 5 and then I'd work independently at night and just burn the candle at both ends. Um, I thought it's finance and creative. If I had the money, I could be creative with what I want to do instead of having to be creative to pay the bills. So what this is it's kind of like it's a one-stop shop. It's like it's financing a creative vision. So it's kind of like Walt Disney and Roy Disney in the day, where like Roy was the finances and Walt was the vision. And you can't have one without the other. You can't. Because if Walt was just a dreamer and had all these ideas, billion-dollar ideas, whatever, who cares? Unless he has the money to actually make it happen, it doesn't matter. None of it matters. So I started getting to the realization that I'm doing all this work, but who am I doing it for? I'm just inventorying ideas for myself. I'm getting to a place where it's getting frustrating because I can't put it out. I don't have enough time to dedicate to get it done, and I don't have the resources to dedicate more time to it. So what we've created, and I say we because you guys in the chat as well, we've created this thing together, and together we're making comics entertainment that we can enjoy. And if you want to back a project, you can. If you don't have to. There's nobody putting a gun to your head. I'm very fortunate and lucky that you guys seem to like what I'm putting out. So these things are working, and I'm very, very thankful for it. Really, I mean, I say this all the time. It's not hyperbole. This is the best time in my life to be doing comic books. I want to retire here at CG. I want to keep creating independent. I have so many ideas, independent IP for you guys, try to entertain you guys until I can't do it anymore. And Dino, always with the troublemaking, but let's see what he has to say here. The controversy with Eric is he called everyone that criticizes his book haters and blocks them on Twitter and chat rooms. Yeah, as soon as you, I hope I'm not making enemies here, but as soon as you do stuff like that, what is it? What is that saying? Don't show them where your goat is hidden. I'm not sure what that really means, but I know the gist of it. It means don't show them your weakness. Don't show people that it bugs you. because as soon as you do, human nature will attack that. So as soon as he says those things, then people will say, what are you talking about? I have a right to criticize your book. I'm not a hater. I just didn't like this part of the story or that part of the story. And like I said, like my friend said, as long as you read it, as long as you paid for it, whatever, you have a right to your opinion. And after all, it's just your opinion. You know, as a creator, you can let it bug you, you can let it hurt you, or you can let it roll off your back. Personally, I care about what you guys think. I do. But also if I get criticized or I get, and believe me, I've had some bad write-ups in the past creatively, creator-owned stuff. If it's valid, like you soul search, right? As a creator, you soul search and you go, okay, this criticism works, or this guy called me on my bullshit. Like I knew I was trying to get away with something. I did it, and then somebody called me on it. Do I have a right to get angry, or am I just like, oh well, shit, I tried to get away with something. This guy called me on my bullshit, and I just have to move on. So then, in essence, sometimes criticize, like a critique, you can learn from it. But if somebody's just making it personal and they're just attacking you, then just discount it. Who cares? If I'm going to call somebody a hater, then what the fuck do I care? If I'm going to call somebody a hater, why would I let that hurt me? Screw that guy. They're haters. You know what I mean? If somebody says hater to me, that's a person that's not a reasonable human being. You know what I mean? That's somebody that just hates you to hate you. That's what hater means to me. So, if I'm going to call somebody a hater, if I'm going to go to that extreme, then what do I care what they think anyway? If it's not a critique that's designed to help me or make a better book or a better story, then I don't care. I really don't care. And I'm not going to let it bug me, and I'm not going to name call because, like I said, I don't care. What do I care about somebody who's being unreasonable? If somebody's being unreasonable, what do I care? I'm not going to name call. Personally, I'll think what I want to think, but ultimately, whatever. And another thing, what we have to realize is that for right or wrong, especially like haters or people that come after you, they don't really exist in your world. They exist in the cyberspace. Like if somebody comes at me on Twitter, it's like, what do I really care? That person doesn't really affect my life one way or another. It's not really, if they're saying negative things about me or whatever, I know they're not a friend. I know they're not, they don't have my back. They don't care about me. So then why would I let it bug me? Just let it go. They don't exist in my world. They don't really affect me one way or another. So who cares? Kevin, thanks. I have no problem with the wait for the book model. Well, cool. You don't have to wait well, you have to wait another this month, and then you're going to get Black and White Volume 2, Man versus Machine. Jason says, I think Art knows, LOL. So glad he stays out of the drama. I know about it peripherally, but I don't know the details. If you're talking about the Eric stuff, yeah. Eric has even blocked his own customers and calls them not his fans. LOL, dude is loco sometimes. Yeah, it took me a while to learn like this internet stuff. And I do think there are some YouTubers that do things just for attention. Like they create controversy because it gets people to look at them. And on some level it is interesting. Like it's like a car wreck, like people slow down and they want to see the car wreck. So there's always going to be that kind of like the internet and like what we're doing right now, it's kind of voyeuristic, and so like what were these called, like reality shows? I think there was a certain voyeuristic aspect, like even though that stuff's phony baloney, but some of this controversy on YouTube is phony baloney too. Um, but it's interesting. People want to see people say crazy shit. People want to see people do crazy stuff. They just it's entertaining, and I have to admit, on some level, I like it too. But I also understand that it can be destructive. So for me, I try to go, well, that's interesting. That's an interesting controversy. It's fun, but then there's stuff that could be destructive. So I've been around the block long enough to know like what I'm going to get involved in and what I'm not. Santiago, live and let live, let the quality speak for itself. You know what, Santiago? That's always how I've been. Uh, it's weird now having to speak for my work, because you got to put a personality to the work now, because that's kind of the dynamic now of like selling a book is kind of like now there's a ton of light coming in. The clouds are parting. Whoa. Wow, that's a lot of light. Let me see if I can adjust this. The light changes throughout the day here. Let me see. I could get up and do it that way, but let me see. That doesn't really help. Contrast. Oh, that just makes things worse. The gain. Yeah, it's a little better. Let's go with that. Let's go with that. And then the clouds will move again. Then I'll be in the dark. Um, but yeah, that's how I've always been. So like Marvel, DC, I always thought you're only as good as your last job. So make that job the best you can possibly make it with the time they give you to do it. So let me see. Blackjack. At least you aren't like the douche Miller. His books are supposedly done, but he isn't fulfilling, and he keeps starting new campaigns on other platforms for the same books he doesn't fulfill. Once again, man, you live by your own integrity and you die by your own integrity. So if that's what he wants to do, that's fine. I've seen a lot of talented people that are very self-destructive in music and in comics. And if that's what they want to do, man, I'm not going to get in the way. There's one thing I learned early on. If you identify a self-destructive person, once you do, don't get in business with that person, because they'll take you down with them. So if there's a self-destructive person and you didn't know it when you got into business with them, and then you figure it out, try to get distance from them. You can still be friends. Like I formally, I've never said that Mike Miller wasn't a friend anymore. Personally, he never came after me. The thing I wish he wouldn't have done is he came after CG. And if he did consider me a friend, or other people in CG that he considered a friend, he shouldn't have came after CG, because I still am CG. So in essence, he's coming after me. So I thought like he should have just went after an individual if he had a problem, but not with CG as a whole. That's where I think he went wrong. So, but then you figure, okay, well, he showed what he's capable of. He showed his true colors. So I would still hang out with Mike. I would still go out to dinner, whatever, whatever casually comes up, the same as always. But I'm not going to get into business with Mike, because he could be self-destructive, and at the very least he does like to play games, as in poking the bear. And once again, to each his own. Okay, let me see. Yeah, but you know what? I go with the flow, man. I go with the flow, and whatever you guys want to talk about, that's what we go into. I still do have some stuff I want to show though, and we'll bring it back to that. 8-bit says EVS has blocked me on multiple accounts since 2018. Dude can't take criticism. Well, it's not easy, man. It's not easy to take criticism. Austin is Cali in Texas. I haven't been there in a couple years, but I got that it was a little bit more liberal, but it was a fun town. I didn't see a lot of homelessness and stuff. Although I hear that it is kind of running amok there now. Okay. Oh man, we're still get off the car punk. Oh man, we're still at the rock stuff. Get off my lawn. I do have a recording. Let me see if I can find it. I've played it before. Let me see if I can find it. Might take me a minute or two. Yeah, the thing is, all the stuff I have is on tape. So tape is I don't have anything to play. I don't have a tape player, so I can't really play it. Let me see. And I never had anything switched over. Let me see. I'm close. I'm close. I'm close. I'm close. Nope. 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 Let me see. It's got to be here somewhere. Is that it? No. Is that it? No. 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 Is this it? Is this it? Let's see what this is. Okay, boom. Okay, let me see if this will work. I'm not sure if you'll be able to hear it. If you guys get bored, let me know because it's a longer song. Where's um, where's the volume here? It's playing, but I can't even hear it. Where the hell is the volume? Do. I probably should have done this before. Where is the volume? That is weird. There's a play. Now available for fans. Boop, 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 boop. Where the hell is it? Oh, it's down here. Is this it? No, that moves it forward. Oh, here we go. It was turned up. Oh, you know what? I don't have my headphones on. So can you guys hear it? Let me get my headphones. It's probably playing. I'm probably talking over the song right now. Oh no, it's not playing. That's weird. There it is. Sorry, guys. that's enough of that. Let me see. Stop sharing. There we go. There we go. Well, I hope you guys could hear that. Yeah, I'm not the most technical guy, but yeah, that's that Nocturnal Night Band, and somebody posted it on iCloud, and and they just somebody like said, "Is this you?" And this was years ago. So that's the only recording I know, and I don't even know how they got that recording. That's Troy James. He goes like Kevin Troy James, and that's the guitar player that I was telling you that played with Metallica for a while and wrote "Hit the Lights." And so we covered the same song, but we had a different singer, so the lyrics were different. So ours was "Hit the Lights." Theirs was no, theirs was "Hit the Lights." Ours was "Running Low," and ours was a little slower. Not slow. I mean, we were still rocking it in the day, but it was good times. So rock. Oh, thank you so much. We got a $2 super chat by a caveman named Caveman. Getting back to work. Have a good day. Bad kid. I think I refer to myself as one of the bad kids. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm so far behind in the chat. I'm just gonna kind of zoom forward. Uh, Hi Art. Hi everyone. Hey all. Got some new faces that have been here for probably the last hour. Oh, we got Jay Krager. Jason, what's up, man? I heard you got a new campaign. Yeah, you should come on the Pontificators and we'll talk about it. We're promote it. We got Wilberforce Wooster. It is interesting when they are actually a disagreement about how to make comics and the purpose of comics. Yeah, you know what? I mean, the thing is, when you're passionate about what you do, you have strong feelings, and I, it's a good thing. It's a good thing, because you'll defend. Look at all the light coming through now again. What is? Yeah, it's very sunny out right now. But anyways, look, I'm a little ray of sunshine. I forgot what I'm saying. Let's see. JG Martinez. I'm a different type of backer. I don't care for drama. I don't need it. And if said creator is involved with drama, it will push me away from supporting their book. I'm here for great comics. The same. I'm here for great comics. Uh, I don't know what else I would do with my life if I wasn't making comic. I guess I would be rocking. I would be playing the drums all the time. So I'm doing a combination of the two. Bum, 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 bum. Don't poke me. You won't like it. Don't poke the bear. Art and the band will be doing a reunion tour in Calabasas. I don't know. I think we're all still playing music on some level. Roger, the guitar player that I showed you for TKO, the backyard stuff and all the high school, and he does cruise ships now. Like he's got his acoustic guitar and he strums and sings. This lighting is horrible. I can't stand it anymore. Let me see. That doesn't help. Let me see. Maybe it's the gain. That doesn't help. That's a little better. And then the lighting will change. And then I'll be in trouble again. Always in trouble. Always in trouble. Now we're all awake. Yeah. Rock. Let me see. Joe says, so your rock band was a slower band that did rock ballads. No, we did not. I've never even played a ballad before in my life. Okay, so I got these proofs. So proof is in the proofs, right? So let's start off with, oh no, you know what? With all that light coming in, I just realized it's going to kill my presentation. So I'm gonna close this and stop with the light coming from outside. You've had enough. You get no more. No more light. Let's see. Ah, shit. I'm in the dark. This camera is really touchy. It's really touchy. Let's lighten it up here. Let's get some gain. I should have done this to begin with. I just like the window open because it's so pretty outside. Let me see. Is that good? That's brightness. Too much bright. Ooh, there we go. There we go. All right. Let's do this. Okay, let's see if this works. If not, I'm going to have to do some other. Oh, look at that. Yeah, it's working. It's working. Yeah, this is the proof in the proof. So this is the inside front cover and the back inside cover for the High Octane Adventures. So you can see Klaus's name. You can see Pedro. You can see Eric Weathers. So yeah, so this will be like folded. Actually, it'll be the other way. So it'll go. So it's printed, and then it'll go this way inside. So there's that, and then here is the High Octane cover. So the main cover inside, well, not inside, but the cover. That stupid glare. Let's do it this way, and then the back. So it's got the tagline. It's got the website there in the back. So pretty cool. I think that High Octane book came out amazing. The animation style that Pedro came up with, and so then here's all the. This is the main book, The Man versus Machine. I'm going to turn this one off. It's a little better. So it's got the Hack Shack logo. So this is the credits front inside cover and the back inside cover. So Pedro put these together for me. He did a good job. The home of creativity, Hack Shack Studios. So then here, and you guys, we're going to bring this thing back. We're going to do a closeout stream, and then we're going to bring the black and white cover. This is all white, so it's really hard to see. So we did three variants. So this is one, and this was the 72-hour variant. So like I said, we're going to do a big closeout. So we're going to bring this cover back for the closeout. So I overprinted on that. So we should have a few books for the closeout extra. So then here is the Kenneth Rocafort cover with the back cover attached. So these are like print make readies. And so you see that dotted line around the perimeter, that's called a crop. So they crop that out. So that's where they cut it to size. I love that cover. Thank you, Kenneth. And then this one, this is Joe Bennett. pretty cool. Getting a cover from Joe Bennett is pretty awesome. And now Joe's doing a bunch of work for Eric July. Joe was supposed to help out on some black and white interior stuff. But instead, I'll be working with some of the guys from Joe's studio. So here's the main cover here. I like this one best. I might be a little impartial, a little partial. Yeah, so it's awesome. I mean, I'm really happy with this. The way it's all coming out. I have interior pages. So this is the whole book, you guys. So these are the proofs. The proof is in the proof. So every one of the 68 pages is here. Your random sampling of some of the stuff. Some of these are a little dark. They said that this isn't how it would print. It's just the paper. So some of it's a little dark. So they print the make-readies on both sides. So then when you look at them, it's like a book. So like you flip the pages. So if you put them down and you turn them, it's like you're looking at the actual book. So we okayed for the most part. And so there were a couple corrections that we needed to be made after I saw those. And so we got the ones for Man versus Machine. Those are done. That's at the printer. So Man versus Machine is all signed off on. We're still waiting for some tweaks from Pedro on the high octane, and we should get those today. And so get those out to the printer later today, and then it's print time, baby. So cross your fingers, everything comes out great, that they're able to keep their word and get us that stuff by the end of the month. And then we'll be shipping that stuff out to you guys. We'll be in fulfillment. So we're in fulfillment mode, like I said, in case anybody's coming in later. So my wife and I put these together over the weekend. So there's 2,500 of these. So we got the trading cards, we got the Inco sticker, we got the patch. So pretty much everything is in the bag with the exception of the pin, the cloisonne, I guess they call them. And so then these are, I showed these a little earlier, but these are all the cards here. So we got those all printed up. Here's the kind of uncut version of the cards. So we're pretty much ready to fulfill. So as soon as we get those books, we're gonna put them in bags and start folding up some mailers and get those things out to you. There's let's see, let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. I get confused. Let me see what else is over here. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. No. Oh, okay. That's what we have. All right. Well, let me see. Yeah, let's do this. This is still black and white related. So I have these. These are t-shirt designs. So Shay the Red and myself have been putting these bad boys together. These are rough, so these are work in progress, but it'll give you an idea of kind of the graphic work that we're putting together for the t-shirts. So this is this will go on the front. This one here. So black is on the front, and then white will be on the back of the shirt. So I think these came out really good. Like I said, they're rough, so I just cut these out real quick so you can see some rough edges and things. So I just kind of put these together real fast, and then she's putting the finished versions together now. She's sick, so let's all send some well wishes to Shay. Hope she gets better quick. And so yeah, we put these together. So this is going to be the T-shirt. Like I said, it seems like you guys are into it too. Behind the scenes stuff. So there's behind the scenes stuff. So and there's one. Let me see if I can find it. I had it here. There it is. I want to show you more of these proofs, you guys. I really do. Let me see. I'll find one really cool one. Let me see. Let me see. Oh, I don't want to show that one. Oh, that's my wife. Hold on. I'll be back. Wow. I'm having a colonoscopy. Apparently, there's a bunch of questions they have to get answers to. They asked me if I have a living will. I'm like, that's none of your freaking business. Why are you asking me that? Anyways, sorry about that, you guys. Let's see. And Dino usually has something funny to say. Artist acting like he's on the phone. I do it all the time when I want to ignore people and act busy. Yeah, that's exactly what I was doing. Oh, I was looking for a page. Let's find a page. Let's do this page. It's a pretty cool one. I'll actually show you both of these. So this is an epilogue page. So you guys got us past the funding on a stretch goal, and so you got 4 extra pages in the book. So that's the 4 epilogue pages, and the epilogue is going to lead into the next story arc. So the epilogue is pretty cool, and so we're going to bring that. We're starting. It's actually kind of a closure to the main story, and it's a starting off point for the next story arc. So it works as 2 things. So I do apologize for being on the Horsemen, what the hell are you guys talking about? Polyps are friends. No. What is this, colonoscopy? They must have found polyps or need visual confirmation. Usually they just do the smear. Um, no, they said that I'm talking about my health. They've done the smear. I've done the smear, but they said you should, everyone should have a colonoscopy. That's my age. I think they said when you turn 40 or some crazy like that, you have to. Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty horrible. It's pretty horrible. Stick a camera up your butt. Colonoscopy is more painful, taking the things leading up. Yeah, than the procedure. Yeah, yeah. It's all whatever. Got to do it, right? Got to do it. Got to do it. Stay healthy, or at least in my case, pretend to be healthy. But yeah, okay. So this is the last. I'm going to wrap this up with this. So this is going to be the next campaign, and so once Black and White goes into fulfillment, and we're starting to get a good roll there, we're going to launch this campaign. But before that, we're going to have a pre-launch, an early sign-up page, and that's for this book right here. This is the Oodles of Doodles and other stuff too. This is a very limited print run, very, very limited. And the book came out great. The quality is fantastic. It's hardback. It's like magazine size. And so there's some cool stuff in here. Some commissions. Let me turn this off again. So I'll be showing this book off as we go. It's got a lot of like con drawings, commission work, a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I've never shown before. There's IPs. There's some toy design boxes that I've done. So here's the first page. Not the credits, but and then so this will give you an idea of what the book is about. And we did that. I kind of made reference to it earlier. So that was a Kickstarter, but it was, like I said, it was very, very limited, like a couple hundred books, I think. So we're going to bring it back. And what I want to do is, one, try to stretch goal a different cover. So I'd like to draw a new cover for it, which will distinguish the two versions. It'll still be an IP. And I also want to stretch goal some CG stuff. So there's some CG drawings that I've done, commissions and things. I've showed some of them off on my social media, but not all of them. And so I'd like to bring those into there, add pages. And then I have enough drawings behind the scenes stuff to do a whole nother version of it. So I can maybe use some of those and add to this. So I was thinking I could do a cover as a stretch goal. I could do 4 page, like a CG 4-page as a stretch goal. And then I could do 4 pages of something else as a stretch goal, just to kind of, so we can build it. We can create like custom this book together. And that's the fun of, these crowdfund, that we can basically create something beyond even what I originally was thinking. So that's what I want to do. What is the size of the book? It's they used to call them coffee table size, or like a magazine size. So do I have a comic book here? Yeah, so I have so just to compare, like here's a comic book. So it's like a magazine size book. It's hardback. The original campaign had a dust cover, which was pretty cool, and the dust cover had actually Kevin Nolan did we did a drawing together, just like a little con sketch of Batman. It's in there, and then Kevin Nolan did the foreword, and he was very, very nice and very, very generous with some kind words. So that may or may not be in there. So, like I said, we're kind of custom, and it'll be kind of a unique new version of it. Oh, I posted like I had Chef Boyardee like ravioli last night, and I hadn't had it since I was maybe a bachelor, living alone. And I remember it when I was younger. It was decent. It was never great, but it was decent. And I had some last night, and not that it was horrible. It was just kind of just didn't do anything. So I doctored it up. I put some Parmesan on it, and I put some pepper. For some reason, try this, you guys, with Chef Boyardee, because the sauce is really sweet. Um, if you put pepper on it, for some reason, it kind of edges it up a little bit and takes away the sweet. And it's actually a lot more flavorful. I like it. Uh, uh, uh. No, the black and white pool scene. Uh, is it this one you're talking about? I guess I could. This one here? Yeah, this right here is the um for the backers that backed the black and white jam tier. So that's the only place you can get that. But I mean, I could put even some behind the scenes drawings and stuff from Man versus Machine in the book, because there are some in this version. There are some layouts. Let me see, like here, like I did a cover for Dynamic Forces, so I put all the different kind of cover sketches, pencils, inks in there. Man, the camera's really bad. But yeah, well, we can build it. We can put all kinds of new stuff in there. Yeah, the sauce is bland now. Yeah. Yeah, it's bachelor food. God, there was remember Budget Gourmet? They had like a lasagna. It was like a microwavable lasagna, and damn, that stuff was pretty good. Okay. Oh, and then I have oh, I don't think it has anything to do with Italian, like real Italian cuisine at all. Yeah, I figured that Boyardee was that wasn't a real spelling. Like it just looks phony. It doesn't look like a real name. Dee? Yeah, I don't think so. Um, but it got the job done last night. Let me see. Kevin says, I have multiple copies of Oodle's book. It really is something special. Oh, thank you so much. And I'm not real comfortable with this stuff, but I'm going to do it anyway. Let me see. Where are we? Boom. Okay. So this book, maybe these are Kevin's copies. These are reselling for quite a bit of money. So they're signed and numbered. These ones were. So there were only 200 books done in the original print run. So we're going to do something like this with the new book, but it'll be more than 200. So here's the book. Here's the inside I showed you. So I think these were selling for either 25 or 30 in the original campaign. So, and this is the dust cover actually. So you get to see the dust cover. So that's different than the cover itself. And so these are 69 or best offer. So I don't know what best offer. So I guess you could go higher or lower, but why would you go higher? So yeah, these things are kind of. I just did a quick Google search last night, and so then there's this one as well. So this is the dust jacket as well, and this one's going for $99.99. There's the back. I guess this one goes for more because there's a sketch in it. So there's a drawing in the book. And I don't, oh, the dust jacket's ripped. So it'd probably go for more, actually. What is this? What is this? This is weird. Oh, I think depending on the tier, they came with like some of my just like doodles and stuff. So maybe this came with a doodle. And I might do that again, have like a tier where you can get a doodle. Like this is just a sheet of paper that's put in the book. It was kind of a commission or something like that. So yeah, here's the book, and these things are selling on eBay for 69, $100, $70, $100. This one looks like it's got all the bells and whistles on it. So yeah, so there is seems like there's a market for it, and so there's a demand for it, and I aims to please. So I'm going to bring that back out, you guys. So February we'll probably at some point have the pre-launch. So we'll have the pre-launch up and ready, and so as usual, you'll get a trading card or some kind of cool, pre-launch goodie that we'll put in there. So you'll get that just by signing up and backing the book. And then it'll probably be a very limited run. So I'm not sure how long it's going to be in demand. It's all going to depend, but I kind of want it to be a quick campaign. And depending on how much work I have to do as far as, a new cover, new pages, things like that, it probably won't take that long. And then we'll get that off to the printer and print it up. So it should be just a series of months to get that book in your hands. So I'm thinking it's going to be a short campaign, especially if we can sell out. If we, maybe have, I don't know, like maybe a 500 print run, 500 books. So signed and numbered. So we'll do it that way. First come, first serve. So low numbers will go first, and then we'll build it as we go in the campaign, and that'll be easy because the backer numbers can go with the book, and we'll do that and put that thing back out. And if you guys want, we can customize that so it'll be a unique book. So it'll be based on the original, but it'll be, have maybe, 4 to 8 new pages, possibly a new cover, and we'll work that content out together. So we'll build that together as far as, or in the form of stretch goals. So that's the Oodles book, you guys. So that's the next thing that we're going to do. And so that will probably be crowdfunding while Black and White is in fulfillment. But I don't really want to launch the crowdfund until we're close to the end of the fulfillment, because I want you guys to feel like you got your book, I kept my promise, and that, you're ready to go on a new project, because I don't want anybody feeling like, like I don't fulfill or whatever. I mean, this will be, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think Black and White Volume 2 is my 6th or 7th crowdfund. And then the Oodles book will be my 8th. So I fulfilled all those books. So let me see. Randy says, I always take the dust jacket off before I read the book. Yeah, the dust jacket is gorgeous, but it's kind of like the satin finish. So it shows like if you have a little bit of grease on your fingers or whatever. So it kind of marks it up. It comes off, but it kind of marks it up. And the cover itself is UV. You can't really tell, but you kind of like, you can see the shine on her figure, and then the back and the logo is shiny and the foreground shiny, but all the background is flat. So it really is cool. And then the back, you can see the black is flat and then the Harley Quinn drawing is glossy. So there, it's a quality book. I mean, it's really, really nice. And so we'll do all that in form of crowdfund, like the UV, the new cover, the extra added pages, that kind of thing. And we'll make this into a killer, one of a kind book. And hopefully, if all goes as planned, it won't take long to get that book to you guys. So that's the plan, Stan, at this moment in time. I want to get, it's weird when you do like these limited print runs, you feel like, well, not very many people got them. And then there's people that go, well, how do I get one? I'm like, well, they're gone. They sold out. So I don't have any left. A sketch, yeah. I did the Batman ones. So maybe I'll do something, or maybe I'll do some where like, what do you want to be drawn in there, and I'll draw it in there. And there's a lot of DC and Marvel characters in the book and licensed stuff. But when I originally published that or put that out, I had permission by those publishers to do it. So um, there wasn't a timeline, a limit to it. So I'm assuming I can still do it. Let me see. That is funny though, taking the dust jacket off. It's supposed to protect the book, so you end up protecting the dust jacket. Oh, the 69. Yeah, I never understand why people do that. Yeah, like you're showing the 69. Didn't see. Oh wait. Okay, hold on. I'll show that one. Thanks, Omar. Present. Yeah. Wow, that's weird. I could see it on my screen, but that is really strange. Okay, so let's try this again. There it is. There it is. So you should be seeing this now. Yeah, this is the 99.99, so they're not fooling anybody. So yeah, you can, this is a better image too, so you can see the dust jacket. Um, there's a little rip in the dust jacket, so maybe that's why it's not going for that much or as much as it could. And then like here's the sketch inside. I think Kevin got this version. And then of course the back you've already seen. And like I said, this comes with the sketch. There's a little Hardy Quinn sketch. And so yeah, so eBay is letting these things go for $69 to $100. And I think this one's going for more because it has the drawing inside. But I'd imagine it would probably, if the dust jacket wasn't ripped, it would have gone for more. So there you go. There you go. I'm getting hungry. It's lunchtime. I should get going. But let me see if there's anything else. Let me see. Yeah, I didn't come up with the prices though, but I think that's the logic, right? So you don't see the big number. I like the ones that are like 99.99. Like sometimes it's a penny. Remember they used to, it would be a penny off from going up one. Do 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 do. You guys are talking about tax. What's going on here? I had to check my Chrono Mechanics during the move. It got shipped out fast after that. Great customer care and a good book. I'm really proud of that book. That thing looks so good. I love those guys. Team 9.2 of Sector 7. The mechanics. Yeah, also, I'm not sure what to charge because at the time, I think I charged too little. I think, like I said, it was 25 or $30 for a hardback book. I mean, we're charging that sometimes on, um, the graphic novel stuff that we do. Yeah, well, we got plans. I might do a second chance for retrofit, Chrono Mechanics retrofit. I have another story that's in the can, and I have a story that I have a outline for. I have an outline for that will probably be the next project after the next black and white story. So the next black and white story, I'm going to take the year. So I'm going to put out various projects like the Oodles art book and maybe a second chance Chrono. I want to do a an ash can. I have a black and white ash can. There's an 8-page story that Extreme Studios did in '94. It was like a promo for the series, the 3-issue miniseries, and I did an ash can for the what was it? The Black and White One Volume One campaign, and so I realize I only have one. Like I'm selling everything I have. It's so weird. Like I realize I don't have even any for my own collection. So I'm thinking I'm going to bring that back and just do it as an Ashcan campaign and do it on Fund My Book or Fund My Comic and try that new platform out and do that. And maybe either connected to that campaign or do it as a separate one. But I have a lot of Hack Shack Studios trading cards. So I have a lot of trading cards. So I was thinking maybe, and I have some overage, I could do a trading card campaign. Could be fun. So, and that would be Fund My Comic as well. And then, like I said, a second chance for retrofit Chrono Mechanics. And then I'm thinking, and you guys have already backed me up, a black and white in black and white. So maybe in the form of a second chance for black and white. This would be months down the line, maybe 6 months or so. Do a second chance for black and white, and possibly we can build up, a new demand, and so we can have the volume 1, volume 2, and then the new version, which would be black and white and black and white. And I'm kind of going back and forth. I don't know whether I should put the lettering in the black and white version, or would it be better without it? Especially if you have the version that has the balloons, it might be cool to have a version that's like stripped down, so you get to see all the artwork without the color and everything. I like black and white artwork. Oh yeah, Graham is launching a Return to Monster Island, and the signups are still going on. So go sign up today and look forward to the Return to Monster Island. Chrono is going to be in Doodles. No, I'm sorry if I'm jumping around too much. That's what I do. My wife has a hard time keeping up with me too. Chrono will not be, the Chrono story will not be in the Doodles book, but there is a section that does have some behind the scenes Chrono Mechanics drawings. And let me see if there's another one. So in the Oodles book, there is some Chrono Mechanics stuff in there. But what I'm thinking is I'll re-release or do a second chance for Chrono Mechanics. I don't have a volume. I could show it to you if I did. It's called Retrofit. So it's 48 pages. I think there are some added pages to it that will do a second chance launch for. So that'd be 2 separate campaigns. Yeah, I think it would at least be $30.99, so $31. I don't know. Start selling them for $100. Let's see. Hey Art, how you doing? Missed your streams. I haven't been streaming a lot lately, so you haven't really missed too much. Hey, Todd, my brother from another mother. Well, I'm going to read these and wrap things up. So I hope you're doing good, Todd. Good morning. Uh, Captain, Captain, my captain. Oh, Captain, I was pumping gas the other day and looked up at the sign, and they just changed the sign to 10 cents cheaper while I was pumping. But did my gas price change? No. Oh, that sucks, dude. Okay. Will there ever be more Chrono? Well, I think I just answered that. So I have another story that's finished that I have to go over and make sure that, everything's the way I want it to be, possibly do a new cover for it. And then I have a story. It's actually right there. It's an overview for another story. So I have two Chrono Mechanic stories that I want to get out very, very soon. So there will be more Chrono Mechanic stories. So after the next Black and White story, which is what I'm working on now, and I'm hoping to launch the crowdfund sometime the end of the year. So what I'm going to do with that is inventory stuff, like what we've been talking about, like maybe a hybrid where it won't be completely done, but a lot of it will be done. So it won't take as long to finish the book. So that's what I'm going to do with Black and White. I'm thinking of calling it The Sins of the Father. So that's kind of a working title right now. And so I'm putting together the story. I have an outline for the story, and I'm going to be talking to one of a potential writer. I'm kind of interviewing people as far as writers right now, and see who kind of like I click with and who I gel with, and see who I feel I can get the best work out of. So, and I'll be doing that at the end of the week, so I can keep you guys up to date on how the Sins of the Father Black and White story is going. Make the ash can and trading card stretch goals for the sketchbook. Hmm. I could. Yeah. But I kind of want to, unless I did the Oodles book through Fund My Comics instead of Indiegogo, I could do that. Let me see. Joe's got some more input. I'm in for the Doodles book. How many tiers will be for it? I don't know. I'm thinking like just drawing tiers. So there's going to be the book, probably a headshot version where I do a drawing inside the book, and then probably a commissions tier. Maybe prints, maybe some prints that of images that were in the book. I could do, but I kind of want it to be focused on art and drawing versus IP. So the ash can and the trading cards could be more of like a Hatchak Studios IP, um, crowdfund that I could do through Fund My Comic. Possibly. I mean, this stuff's still kind of up in the air. I'm still putting things together, but I do appreciate your input. Art's got to go to lunch, finish those cans of ravioli. No, 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 no. I think my wife she wants to try some. She said she likes no, not ravioli. What are they called? SpaghettiOs. So she might try the SpaghettiOs. I'm out. The chef has burned that bridge. Uh, are you serious? Typically, sketchbooks don't do well on campaigns unless they are tied to a new comic. I know the Art Adams sketchbook did well. I think that Dave Finch did well. I'm not either one of those guys, but I kind of just want to get it into people's hands. So I'm not necessarily thinking it's going to be like, a huge campaign. I just kind of want just want to get it out. I think it's a beautiful book, and I want people to have it. So that's kind of the goal with that. And who knows what it'll do, you know? You really don't. The market is can be fickle. So looking at the original campaign, Oodles was going for 60 with some prints. Okay, so yeah, it was a little higher. I think at one point, maybe the Kickstarter was 30. I don't remember though, 25 or 30, but I don't really remember. Grey Wolf says my wife loves Chef Boyardee ravioli. Her dad told me if he bought her a truckload of it, she'd follow him to hell. LOL, LOL. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I kind of had a love for it too, but after last night, it just wasn't there. Somebody told me because I tweeted it or X'd it out, and they said they changed the formula, trying to be more healthy or something like that. But it was kind of bland. It wasn't that good. So didn't really care for it. Anyway, you guys have been a treat, a joy to hang out with. Thank you so very much. It was a blast. I'm going to try to do more of these morning streams because they're a lot of fun, and I got to get out there, man. I gotta press the flesh, as they say, rub the elbows, and just keep you guys up to date on Black and White Man versus Machine. Like I said, it's at the printers right now. We got one correction to do. When we get that, it'll be press time, baby. And hopefully by the end of the month, we will have the books, and then we will be starting full on fulfillment. Like I said, a lot of the prep fulfillment stuff is all done. We just got to get the books, put them in the Mylar sleeves, and then build a bunch of boxes. So that's the plan, Stan. So they should start going out maybe late February. Depends on when we get them, but definitely March. The books will start going out. So just let us know when you get those, and we'll keep this this crazy train going. So thanks, you guys. Thanks for letting me share my music with you. Thanks for letting me share my art with you. Thank you for the super chat. I do appreciate it. And you guys have a fantastic day, and see you soon. Take care.